This series is about my 6th Ford Ranger. I've owned 6 of them over the years, and they were all the same. Long box, V6, fleet. The fleet Rangers never had all the bells and whistles. It was just a truck. That was all I wanted. My first Ranger was a 1984. Then I got an 87. Then an 89. Then a 93, and finally a 2007. This is an image of my 2007 Ford Ranger one day before it was sold with 194,000 miles. And here it is setting next to the new Ranger, the 2022. It was special ordered as a super cab, 6-foot 1-inch box, vinyl floor, cloth seats, mud flaps, and the rear seat delete.
Back in episode 6, you saw me install a Gator EFX tri-fold hard tonneau cover. This is the only way Gator suggests that you carry your tonneau cover in the open position with it fully flipped forward. Well, I wanted to have it with just one flip up, so that it was like this image. However, I ran into a problem doing so.
Now, I did read the warning. However, I didn't think 60 miles an hour was an excessive speed. And, let me shut this down and come around. I was carrying 30-pound propane tank. And that right there is the outline of the top protective rim of a propane tank that this top flipped over and hit it. So what I had to do was flip this entire thing over onto here and do it that way. But that meant the rest of the stuff got wet because it was raining. So I decided there's got to be a better way, and I think I just came up with it.
Now, I thought that if I could buy some universal 1-inch webbing and some 1-inch buckles, that I could connect into the Gator socket. However, it seems to be that they're using something that's proprietary, because I bought 2 different packages of webbing and buckles from Amazon, and I could not get anything to fit. So I contacted Gator and asking them whether I could get the parts. They refused to answer me. Once they got my money, they didn't care. So I did a lot of research online, and somebody had said in one of the forums that the backflip buckle strap kit was the same unit that Gator used. So I purchased this unit from Amazon, and when it came in, it was identical to what my Gator had. So this is what I'm using to make my modification, to allow me to have only one flip open on my tonneau cover. Here is what the kit looked like when it arrived. Here's the front, and here's the back side. So what you get in the kit are these 2 straps with the buckles and these ends. Then you get 2 of those and 2 of those and 2 gaskets. Now the difference is that that one is that one. The other one has a special little lip on it, and that goes, let's see, flip it up over, and that one is right there. So besides that, you get a selection of self-tapping screws, and then there is, get out of there, then you got these special kinds of nuts and regular screws that go down into them. Now the idea of this is, if you want to carry something in the back against the tailgate with only one flipped up,
what'll happen is you get up about 60 miles an hour, the wind catches this and raises it. They want you to flip it again and then connect it right there. Well, you don't always want to do that. Sometimes you only want just one. So what I'm proposing is to take that back kit and see if we can get it to hook up so that it'll be strapped down with just one fold. What I'm proposing is to screw that down to that metal strip with the self-tappers, and right here, if you lift that off, you can see that there's already some screw holes for self-tappers, and this would set down on like that. Then you would connect the strap in, and it's already attached to there, and that will hold down that first fold. Then using my Ryorbi Impact, I put 2 of those self-tappers in there, and that's good and solid. Here I'm using those self-tappers to put that other end of the strap in. There we go. Good and solid.
Well, it turned out that the number 8 self-tappers, the black ones that came with the kit, were not long enough for the socket. They were okay for the mount, for the loop of the strap, but for the socket, they just weren't long enough to dig in. So I got these and pulled the old ones out. Actually, they pulled out by themselves, and then I ran those in, the longer ones. It looks like these are going to hold.
Now when you put the screws in for this end, I've got it in the middle of this piece of aluminum, and that makes sure that it clears this when it's flipped over. Now when you have the straps adjusted correctly, when you push that in and it locks, that should be fairly tight so that this can't really come up. Now that I've got those straps set up and operational, they are going to kind of just hang out, although I suppose I could maybe put the other clamp somewhere and clip it in. I don't know. Or they could just hang there. But anyway, open the tailgate, bring this over, snap that in, come over here, snap that in, and that is not going anywhere. So now I've got this area right here that I can, for me, put a propane tank and strap it to the hooks that are down inside. I don't need the whole thing open. And then to put it back, pop it, come around, pop it. This has got to be open. There. Now it's closed. It's ready to go. Now there are going to be those that question whether this setup right here affects opening all the way. So I'll show you. It does not. I did a lot of checking. There you go. And then these connect in there to hold that from moving. But I rarely ever have it open like this. And then to put it back, just like you've seen before, done. So that is my adaptation to open only one of the 3 panels for carrying something tall in the back of the truck.